USS Harry S Truman is the 9th nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and the 8th in the Nimitz class. The ship was launched September 13, 1996, and delivered to the United States Navy June 30, 1998. USS Harry S Truman was commissioned July 25, 1998. USS Harry S Truman provides a wide range of flexible mission capabilities, to include maritime security operations, expeditionary power projection, forward naval presence, crisis response, sea control, deterrence, counterterrorism, information operations, security cooperation and counterproliferation. Atlantic Ocean, July 8, 2012, the aircraft carrier USS Harry S Truman, CVN-75, performs a full power run and rudder swing checks during sea trials. Truman is conducting sea trials in collaboration with Norfolk Naval Shipyard to train sailors and ensure operability of equipment and systems while at sea. USS Nimitz. The 97,000-ton Nimitz, one of the world's largest warships, is nuclear-powered. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are designed for an approximately 50-year service life with one mid-life refueling. Built by Huntington Ingalls Industries Newport News Shipbuilding Company, the USS Nimitz, CVN-68, was commissioned in May 1975. It can carry more than 60 aircraft and has a speed of 30+ knots, 34.5+ miles per hour. The aircraft carrier USS Nimitz, CVN-68, transits the Pacific Ocean. Nimitz is underway conducting carrier qualifications in preparation for Rim of the Pacific 2012, the world's largest international maritime exercise. USS Dwight D Eisenhower, CVN-69, is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier currently in service with the United States Navy. Commissioned in 1977, the ship is the second of the 10 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers currently in service, and is the first ship named after the 34th President of the United States, Dwight D Eisenhower. The vessel was initially named simply as USS Eisenhower, much like the lead ship of the class, Nimitz, but the name was changed to its present form on May 25, 1970. The carrier, like all others of her class, was constructed at Newport News Shipbuilding Company in Virginia, with the same design as the lead ship, although the ship has been overhauled twice to bring her up to the standards of those constructed more recently. USS George HW Bush, CVN-77, is the 10th and final Nimitz-class supercarrier of the United States Navy. She is named for the 41st President of the United States and former Director of Central Intelligence George H.W. Bush, who was a naval aviator during World War II. Bush's call sign is Avenger, after the TBM Avenger aircraft flown by then Lieutenant George H.W. Bush in World War II. Construction began in 2003 at the Northrop Grumman Newport News Shipyard's Dry Dock 12, the largest in the Western Hemisphere. She was completed in 2009 at a cost of $6.2 billion and her home port is Naval Station Norfolk, Virginia. The USS John C Stennis is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier built by Newport News Shipbuilding Company. It was commissioned on December 9, 1995. According to the U.S. Navy, the USS John C Stennis is 1,092 feet, 332.8 meters, in length and has a flight deck width of 257 feet. It was built at a cost of $3.5 billion and has a projected life of 50 years. Aircraft prepared to launch aboard the aircraft carrier USS John C Stennis, CVN-74. John C Stennis is deployed to the U.S. 5th Fleet Area of Responsibility conducting maritime security operations and support missions as part of Operations Enduring Freedom and New Dawn. USS Carl Vinson commissioned on March 13, 1982 in Newport News with Richard L. Martin as her first commanding officer. USS Carl Vinson is the U.S. Navy's third Nimitz-class carrier. Carl Vinson was the first modern aircraft carrier to conduct operations in the Bering Sea in 1986. In 1990, the ship earned the first of what would be 6 Battle Efficiency, Battle E, awards. The Nimitz-class aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson, CVN-70, departs Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam with sailors' friends and families aboard for a Tiger cruise. Carl Vinson and Carrier Air Wing, CVW-17 recently completed a deployment to the U.S. 5th and 7th Fleet Areas of Responsibility. USS Ronald Reagan. According to U.S. Navy, USS Ronald Reagan ship, her air wing, and her crew make up the most effective and versatile fighting vessel in the world. USS Ronald Reagan was commissioned in July 2003, making it the 9th nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. The ship is named for the 40th U.S. President. The ship's motto, "Peace through Strength," was a recurring theme during the Reagan presidency. The aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan, CVN-76, transits the Pacific Ocean with ships participating in the Rim of the Pacific 2010 Combined Task Force. RIMPAC, the world's largest multinational maritime exercise, is a biennial event which allows participating nations to work together to build trust and enhance partnerships needed to improve maritime security. USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, is the 5th Nimitz-class aircraft carrier in the United States Navy. She is the second Navy ship to have been named after the former President Abraham Lincoln. Her home port is Norfolk, Virginia, and she is a member of the United States Atlantic Fleet. She is administratively responsible to Commander, Naval Air Forces Atlantic, and operationally served as the flagship of Carrier Strike Group 9 and host to Carrier Air Wing 2 until 2012. She was returned to the fleet on May 12, 2017, marking the successful completion of her refueling and complex overhaul carried out at Newport News Shipyard. On May 5, 2019, USS Abraham Lincoln was deployed to the Middle East as the flagship for Carrier Strike Group 12 and Carrier Air Wing 7 assigned to her. USS Theodore Roosevelt Nimitz-class aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt is a 66-ton 010-level structure, houses radar, communication and other electronic equipment. Launched in 1984 and delivered to the Navy in 1986, USS Theodore Roosevelt, CVN-71, is the 4th Nimitz-class carrier built at Newport News and is the 4th ship of the class to undergo the major life cycle milestone of refueling and complex overhaul. The Nimitz-class aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt, CVN-71, steams in the Atlantic Ocean. Roosevelt and embarked Carrier Air Wing, CVW-8 are conducting a tailored ship's training availability and final evaluation problem. The USS George Washington is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier built by Newport News Shipbuilding Company. It was commissioned on July 4, 1992. The USS George Washington is 1,092 feet, 332.8 meters, in length and has a flight deck width of 275 feet. It has about 75 aircraft with embarked air wing. Two nuclear reactors permit the ship to steam for almost 18 years before refueling. Philippine Sea, November 28, 2013. The aircraft carrier USS George Washington, CVN-73, center right, leads the George Washington Carrier Strike Group and Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force ships in tactical maneuver training during annual exercise, Annual X-13. Annual X-13 is designed to increase the defensive readiness and interoperability of Japanese and U.S. naval forces through training in air and sea operations.